Hello, friends. Jesus.
Welcome.
Hello, friends. My name is Dave Miller.
You better not cut that out.
I
I'm
won't.
not Spain.
Maybe I will.
And we're back in cahoots, back in the closet, and back invested in your love
You
lives.
didn't even introduce the show.
They know.
So you
know. If you don't know, why you starting with this episode, you fool?
I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah, you're not going to get any of our dumbass jokes.
We're a dating and sex advice podcast where we take your sticky, sexy situations and turn them into sexy, sticky situations.
And we are your fuck buddies.
There it is.
What up?
Damn it, there was something I wanted to talk about, and now I don't remember what it is. I feel like this happens to me every week.
Yeah. Along with dropping your phone.
Yeah, although I don't think I've done that in a while. Past couple
You
episodes.
just edit it out, you asshole.
I don't know. All I know is I'm hella sore because I think I've mentioned it before, but I've jacked up my my right hand and I've switched over to southpaw. And yesterday was my first day training as a southpaw, and like it's just a whole new like hurt.
Yeah.
Because it's like everything's now reversed. Also, I have like the balance of a toddler
Eagle.
in high heels.
So, we're all good?
Terrible.
No, toddlers are like dogs. Like puppies. Right? You drop a puppy in the ocean and it just starts swimming. It's like instinctual. Same with toddlers. You put them in high heels,
High heels.
instantly walk. It's when you get a little older that you've lost that kind of instinctual,
For some reason, when you said put a puppy in an ocean, I just pictured it like constantly barrel rolling in the water.
Oh, no.
And I don't know why I thought that was a thing, but I'm just picturing a golden retriever just like
I probably love that.
just infinitely like spinning. And it's just really cute.
You're really cute.
Thanks.
Okay,
So are you.
let's do this shit.
All right, let's get right into it. Hell yeah.
You want to go first?
Huh?
You want to go first?
Are you saying, do you want to go first? Do I want to go
Do you
first?
want to go first?
I'll go first. How safe are rim jobs? Just getting into anal play and my girlfriend enjoys having her ass licked. People always say ass to mouth should be avoided. How is a rim job any different? I'm worried now about licking her ass and swallowing the spit in my mouth and getting sick. Is this actually something to be worried about?
Do people always say ass to mouth should be avoided? When do people say that?
I don't know if it's a health thing. I think people are just like, hey, if something's been in a butt, don't put it in your mouth.
That's fair. Yeah, rim jobs are the number one killer, actually, in Chicago.
You know,
You laugh, but it's terrible.
Actually, no, was this New York or Chicago? I don't remember. I think it was New York, where we learned the story of Rimjob Rob.
Oh, Rimjob Rob!
This
I
is
forgot
what
about
I saw
that.
this and I was like, we have to tell Rimjob Rob. So, first things first, I'm going to get this out of the way. Rim jobs can be dangerous. With new partners, it's a really good way to get hepatitis and other like stomach bacterial diseases like E. coli.
Someone's been doing this rim job research.
I did some rim job research.
It's
But
our new segment.
here's the thing. And I learned a new term that I'm kind of in love with. If you are in a committed monogamous relationship, chances are you and your partner are going to have very similar anal flora.
Ooh.
So it's progressively safer to do the longer you're with a single partner. So if like you run the risk, it's a higher risk.
But wait, how
Yeah.
is your partner single if they're your partner?
No, a single partner.
Yeah, how are they single if you're? It's a
I see what you're
catch-22.
saying.
You can never have safe rim jobs.
I'm pretty sure that's what that book is all about.
It is.
Is a guy just
trying to rim someone.
trying to lick someone's ass.
Just trying to sync up that anal flora so
Yeah.
you can just get that dirty tongue licking.
I actually hate that guy. All those books. Can't stand them.
Go fuck your own self. He's so good.
Joseph Heller.
He's so good. Catch-22 was like the funniest thing in the world.
I couldn't get into it. There's another book called Something Happened, I think.
Yeah, that book's fucking wild.
I fucking hated it. I couldn't finish it.
I will say it took me. It's the only book I had to put down and pick up later on because the main character is like so awful. But he's so awful in like the deepest, darkest thoughts you've had. You can still kind of see where he's
like
coming from.
like a dark universe of Michael Scott.
Kind of.
Like he's so awkward and like socially unaware of everything.
Yeah, he's
but
like Michael Scott before he was a boss.
Yeah.
But it's so good. Like the first two parts of the book, because it's like the first bit's like his childhood, second bit's work, and then it's like my kids and my wife and something else. The work one and the like childhood ones are fucking golden. His work one especially, where he just like does a deep dive on every person and every other person's relationship to that person in the office. It's just so funny and it's so fucking true. It's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it.
Oh man, when'd you read them?
A while ago.
I
was an adult.
I think if you reread that part, maybe you'd enjoy it. I don't know. Either way, I love this shit. But like something happened gets real grim and real, just like you feel dirty reading it.
Yeah.
I don't mean like the kind of like James Joyce letter dirty. I mean just like I hit someone with my car and decided to drive away dirty.
Ooh, so the good kind of dirty.
Mm-hmm.
What
So
were we
back
talking
to
about?
dirty
Anal
buttholes.
floral.
Are we saying the Rimjob Rob story? We can't like we can't just name drop it and not talk
We're
about it.
100% gonna say.
Have you ever seen that My Favorite Murder podcast? They do that all the time.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, oh my god, like that's the murder with like the owl was the main suspect, and then they just talk about how they can't fix like their garden fence, and they just move on, and then the podcast's over, and you're like, you can't drop a murder where an owl was the prime suspect and just fucking not explain it. Also, that is a thing. It's a famous murder in America where one of the main theories is that she wasn't in fact murdered, but she was attacked by an owl and killed.
So the next question comes from Reddit user. See what I did there? So Rimjob Rob. So here's how rim jobs can actually save a life.
You know what we should do? You know that show where it's like, have you ever cycled down the highway at night? And then they move into like a cautionary tale.
I don't know specifically what show you're talking about, but I understand the trope, yes.
We should do it. Intro the story that way.
Oh, well, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Okay. Have you ever... Oh, I think right back. Go for it, Dave.
Have you ever eaten ass?
In a summer camp by the wild light of the moon. No, tell the story. Go.
So what happened was we were going to an adult summer camp, and I guess these two people, they were drunk, they hooked up. The lady ate this gentleman named Rob's butthole. And then,
Agent Rob.
Agent Rob. And then when she got back home from the trip, she started feeling like real shitty. No pun intended.
No pun ingested.
And like her stomach was causing her all kinds of trouble, and she was like, God damn it, I've caught some horrible disease from that strange man's butthole.
Butt.
So she went to go get checked out at the doctor, and it turned out she had like stomach cancer. She had a tumor in there, and because she went to get it checked out, it was able to be caught early enough that it didn't become anything too serious. It was removed, no problem, and she was fine.
Like, it was one of those cases where, like, she didn't feel great, but obviously didn't feel horrendous, but because of what she'd done, she went and, like, got herself checked out, where usually she would just, like, suffered through.
That's the thing, it's
like... they caught it in time, and...
You finish those camps, like, Niall and I have done them twice now.
You feel like shit.
Yeah, you leave those camps
for, like, if it's us, 8-9 days.
Yeah. So you're like just hammered and just physically exhausted and mentally wrecked.
They're also the best thing.
They're
like,
the best.
The reason you're so exhausted is because all the fun has left your body because you've used it all up.
Yeah. But yeah, it takes some recovery time. So like if I got back from camp and felt like shit, I would just be like, yeah, makes sense.
I just shrugged my diarrhea away for like a week.
So maybe every now and then, eat an ass, see what happens.
Yeah, maybe it'll
just
save your life. Best advice I think we've ever given.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
Yep.
All right. I have an agent question. So this is from Agent Valkyrie. And they say, I'm a girl and I'm not white. A lot of times I've gotten the response, but how does your family pronounce it when I tell a guy my name? It's the worst. How do I respond to this?
I mean, this is a really hard question to answer when I don't know their name.
It's not wild.
Okay.
But like even still, it's like if you ask someone their name and they're like, "Oh, this is my name," but then you're just kind of like racistly assuming that that's not their name.
But I mean, like there are some names that are very clearly like have like French names, for instance, like the R's are rolled, you know what I mean, stuff like that.
I'm gonna just assume that if anyone ever gives you the way their name, it's probably how they want you to call them.
Yeah.
No one's gonna be like.
I'm just saying, like, if you look at a sheet and it's like
true, but
and you see like it's got like a very obviously like name, and I'm not excusing this behavior.
Sounds like you're excusing this behavior.
I'm just saying it's tough to know if there's any sort of like foundation for confusion.
In this case, there is not.
Okay.
No, like it's one of those things where like surely if I talk to someone and they're like, oh, my name's Florent. You know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, Florent. You know, it's like if they're telling me how they want their name to be pronounced, I'm assuming that's how they want their name to be pronounced.
Yeah.
And if it is the case where like they're sick of trying to explain it and they're just gonna give you a name for now, if you get to know them better, I'm sure they will be like, you know what, actually, this is how I actually go by, or whatever. It's kind of a them thing. And it's pretty fucking racist for you to just assume, like, you're a different ethnicity. This isn't your real name, is it? Like, so how do you respond?
Just make up an almost unpronounceable name and give it to them, and then let them struggle with it. Be like, oh, thank you very much for asking. My name is actually, and then just say something. Maybe if you do speak, like if you do have a native language or a second language, just come up with like a really hard to pronounce word in there and be like, there it is.
I can just like teach people some weird ass fucking Irish words.
Yeah.
Like green graphidoric.
Yeah.
That means photograph. I think what you do is you go, oh my God, I'm so glad you asked. Like, not a lot of people realize that. And you say, okay, I'm going to say it like it's hard to pronounce. You're going to like repeat after me. And you say, I'm. And they go,
I'm.
Ad. Ik. Now just say it all again, together.
I'm a dick. Oh.
And then you go, yeah, you are. And you puff into smoke and you fly away because you're the anti-racism genie. And then they learn.
Yeah, or maybe just run away and scream like, I'll never tell you my true name. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, names hold power.
Oh my God, yeah. Double down on like this fucking like summoned creature like thing where you just like, what do you want to know? Who told you? I'll never tell.
Yeah.
I'm not falling for your tricks again.
Yeah.
Throw sand in his eyes.
And like, it's been 1,000 years and no one's answered. Like,
yeah.
You think that's the best someone's hit me with to figure out my true name? You fucking scrub.
Did my father send you?
I was tortured by the Spanish Inquisition for decades.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
No. And just like, yeah, just play into this fiction that they've racistly created.
Or just massively call them out and be like, why would you assume I have a different name?
Yeah.
Like literally just be like, oh, why would I have a different name?
Yeah, just be like, well, what do you mean?
Yeah.
My friend actually does this all the time whenever she's a redhead. And anytime anyone says, hey, does the curtains match the drapes? Or like any sort of bullshit, just be like, what do you mean? And they're like, does the curtain, what curtains? And then she literally, until they either have to explain that they're being like, I want to know what color your pubic hair is, or they just get so uncomfortable and they just like freeze up and like just like they catch on that she's calling them out.
Yeah.
But it's such like,
because that's the
it's
thing.
such like a safe way to do it too. Like they're not really going to get mad at her.
No.
You know what I mean? Like it's
like you're just feigning ignorance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking glorious.
Like
it's great.
people get away with so much shit and they deserve to be called out.
Yeah.
And like making someone explain, because I feel like a lot of people don't actually think about the things they do or say or take things for granted. Like, does the curtain match the drapes? It's like a funny thing.
Yeah.
People have been saying since they were like fucking 11 or some bullshit when they heard some older douchebag say it. So they've never really thought about it. And if you're like, explain to me what you want, and they have to go, oh, I want to know what color your pubes are, and you look at them, then they realize, okay, well, they should. That's a really fucking bizarre thing to be asking somebody.
That's
like,
a fucking crazy thing.
Hey, nice to meet you, man. Like, what color are them pubes?
Hey, Steven, good to meet you. I see here you're extremely qualified, but there's one thing that you didn't put down on your resume. What color are your pubes?
Well, sorry, let me be more specific. Do they match the hair on your head?
Yeah, sorry. Are the pubes the same color as the hair that I'm seeing on your face?
And
or are they a different color?
Is there differential between armpits?
I would just like a head to toe gradient scale of what color your body hair is.
I have a lot of
specifically your pubes.
Most importantly, yeah. I have a lot of the Dulux paint reels. If you could just like put a pin in each one as to kind of the gradient of where that, like, do you know the body hair you developed around the age of like 12? Where that went? What color? Just mark them up real quick.
You know, I've actually got Photoshop open here to the gradient tool. If you could just select the swathes.
Maybe you take a picture. We'll just hit it with that magic.
Do you know the hex code for your pubes?
Oh my god, that's so good. I'm going to start selling underwear with various hex codes on them, and it's just going to be your pubic color. Oh. Or if someone asks you, I know we've switched up the question, but if someone asks you, if they're this whatever, you just give them the hex code for your pubes.
Yeah.
Amazing. But yeah, I think that's probably the best option is like, literally just be like, why would it be any different to what I just told you?
Yeah, just play the English game. Just be like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Why would my family pronounce my name differently?
Yeah.
And because like the really only answer to that is because
It's like,
because
you're
they're
a
not
different
white.
ethnicity, so I just figured.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking drop the hammer.
And then just kind of like be like, oh yeah, no, that's, you know what I mean? Just give them a gentle learning moment of,
Say, oh, that's a really weird assumption.
yeah, it's like,
Or
why
just,
would I?
that's a terrible assumption.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to go about it.
Yeah. All right.
This comes from a Reddit user throwaway account. What unsexy thoughts do you use to last longer? I don't last very long during sex, and I've read that thinking about particularly unsexy things can help distract your mind and let you fuck longer. What are some of the things you think about to stop from coming?
I've always heard this thing. Wasn't it like baseball scores or some baseball stats or something is always like the famous movie example?
Maybe, but if you ask me a single baseball stat, I couldn't tell you one.
Yeah, well, we ain't baseball boys. Although, did you watch the link I sent you yesterday?
No.
So one, it's horrendous.
Oh, the keys to the VIP thing?
Yeah. Was that the thing did you say you've watched it?
I didn't watch it, but that's
But
like,
you have.
That's like the Canadian pickup
Yeah.
artist's contribution to the world.
It's wild, but at one point it's really bad because they're us. At one point, because they all start making like all these really bad basketball references to like start talking about what's happening. Some guy's like, "Yo, he's going for the layup when he should have been going for a slam dunk," and they were like, "Yeah, but he's dunking or he's trying to, but it ain't the big game. It's his front lawn and it's his own net." And they're like, "Yeah, but he should have laid up on his own net because you put that net up. It's your front lawn." And it was just, I was like, "Oh no."
Maybe do that. Maybe just like go into your head and run
your
sexual experience.
listen to
as
our-
a commentator.
Try and make sense of any of our basketball analogies and
Or
see
just
if
like-
our crunchy half-field dunks are
Just
even
imagine
viable.
like Steve Madden,
What-
like
have
commentating on your sex.
you ever done this?
I used to use unsexy thoughts. You know what I used to do? I used to literally just think of like inanimate furniture and like focus on it. So I would just like be like chair, 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 and then like sometimes also I would think of old lady legs.
I always found like the thought thing never really helped. I would usually like try and just slow my breathing down. So I feel like if you're just going ham and you're like breathing really quickly, it's like, I don't know. I always feel like,
Well, yeah, it's like when you're running low on like time in a video game and the music starts like dun, 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 dun,
I
and
just
you
feel
like
like
you panic. So
your
yeah,
breath and your
rhythm
heart
is a big
rate
part of it. Yeah.
all kind of like come up to it, and like your heart and your blood and your stimulation. I don't know, like slow your breathing. And I think even just thinking about that takes you out a little bit. But anytime I have done the sexy thoughts thing, think of a grievous dick injury.
Oh.
You just think about like getting half cut off or something. Like that's gonna take you out of it real bad.
Yeah.
Or like
Well, you got to toe the
pus
line.
or something like a wound. Ugh.
Yeah, I would also think about like what would happen if my cat died.
Oh,
I know, real grim stuff.
so that's why Dane cries during sex. It's not weird. It's
Yeah, if we've ever slept together and I cried, it was because that pussy bomb, and
that's how it died.
and I was just trying to slow it down by thinking about bombing my pussy.
Oh no.
But can we throw out just some terms, some words, some unsexy thought jump off points for them too?
I'm gonna,
Like grandma legs is like what
grandma legs.
That's an
How
example.
about your own grandmother? That's weird.
Yeah.
That's not good. And if you are turned on by that, then maybe seek help. I don't know. Or at least like therapy. Like think of like a tactile experience that isn't fun, like someone scratching chalk, or like say you're like trying to put a shelf in, and you know that rough edge of wood. Imagine you get a little splinter
Yeah.
right in your thumb.
Like sandpaper hand job.
yeah. Just think that's a grievous dick injury.
That's true,
To
yeah.
be fair,
Yeah.
because I don't think after, unless it was just one stroke, and even then, it's still a dick
Yeah,
injury.
depending on the grit of that sandpaper.
Yeah, but like if it's a hand job, that's more than one stroke. I'm assuming.
I mean, maybe not for this guy.
After I don't know, with sandpaper though.
Yeah.
Maybe redo in your head some of our bad sex writing. But some of it is more erotic than others, so
Yeah.
you gotta, especially today's one, you don't want to think of that one because it's gonna make you blow your top.
Okay, but we need more cues.
Somebody
Just say phrases. Just throw out phrases.
dry eyes.
There you go. Dry eyes. Beef sangria.
That sounds amazing.
What? No, that sounds terrible.
Too wet melon.
I think that's too sexual.
Over, like mushy, almost like it's gone off.
I'm gonna add to that soggy bread.
Is it
Someone-
soggy from gravy though?
No. Someone's just like hosing down a loaf of bread with a hose, like a high-powered fire hose.
Yellow toenail,
Poop fingernails.
fingernail poops.
Ooh, yeah, just pooping out fingernails. Ooh.
Oh, have you ever seen? Think of those videos where a bug crawls out of someone's ear.
Yeah.
That's horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a spider coming out from the back of someone's eye.
Yeah.
That's
Or think
horrific.
that she's filled with spiders,
Oh no!
and
Oh,
every like thrust is a chance they could get inside your wiener.
imagine there's a spike at the very back of a vagina, and if you go too far,
Oh, it's gonna get you. It's gonna get you.
or if you come too soon, she has teeth in her vagina and will bite it off.
Mm-hmm.
That'll keep you going. Never think of coming,
Yeah.
or overthink of coming.
Yeah, just be like, I'm gonna come right now.
That's another. I legitimately does work though. If you overhype your coming before you're near to coming, you're not gonna come, but you also might never come.
That's fine. Ever
Ever.
again.
No. Stepping on a Lego, stepping on a plug, sharding yourself.
You know what? Take them one step further, and in wherever you keep your condoms, also keep just one piece of Lego.
Ooh,
And
step
like,
on it while you're
either
do a
sneak it
doggy
under
style, like
knee,
on your
or, yeah,
desk,
or,
and then just
or
step
put
on
it
that.
under your foot. Yeah.
Wear sandals with Lego lining, and just or just one piece of Lego. 'Cause
Yeah.
Lego lining. That's gonna be kind of a nice foot massage. If it's all Lego, it's
Yes,
just little
yeah,
bumps, right?
yeah.
You know. I think we've fucking done it.
Yeah, I think this guy's good.
Think of like Dane's wet mouth noises when he gets too near the mic. Yeah.
There it is.
Think of somebody just cutting your elbow off.
That's in a movie. Jason Statham movie. Someone takes a machete to a guy's like elbow or knee
Just
or
his
something.
elbow?
Yeah. I think it's Jason Statham. It's the
It
one where he
sounds
has to
like it.
like. It's pretty much like the human version of Speed. Like he has to keep his adrenaline up.
And ready for another one?
Yep.
Okay, so we have like ridiculous, over the top pickup lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is also from Agent Valkyrie, such as the parking ticket on your ass, 'cause it is fine. Hey girl, are you from France? 'Cause madame. Or are you from Ireland? Are you the capital of Ireland? 'Cause my penis is Dublin.
These are all terrible.
Yes, however, can we flip the script here and make bad rejection lines? Like someone comes up and they're all like, yo girl, did you hurt your ass when you fell from heaven? And you're like, hey, did you fall from heaven? 'Cause your face is messed up.
Yeah.
That's just kind of mean.
I think they're all very specific to. I don't think you have like a catch-all.
I don't know, you could be like, depending on what they open with, because I don't know, like if someone's like, hey, I could rearrange the alphabet, I put you and I together.
Yeah.
You can't then fire back with, if I could rearrange the alphabet, would start with you and end with I. That actually sounds weird, but I mean, I put you and I as far away as possible. But if somebody starts with like, hey girl, how much does an elephant weigh? Enough to break the ice. You can be like, if I could rearrange the alphabet, I put you and I as far away as possible.
Or you
and
just
run.
be like, if they want to break the ice, be like, cool, I hope I plunge into the water and die an icy death.
Yeah.
I think just no matter what.
Or I'd rather fuck the elephant.
I
Or
think-
like, did you fall from heaven? I wish, because I'd be dead and not having this conversation.
That's my point. I think no matter what they open with, you
Factor your
turn it
death
around,
into it.
turn it around that like death is a more favorable result.
Okay. Should we find a few and try factoring
Yeah.
death?
Yes, absolutely. You hit
All
me.
right.
I'll look up. You look up some.
Okay.
This one's easy. This is me like pitching an underhand one. Are you a magician? Because whenever I look at you, everyone else disappears.
I wish I could disappear from this fucking conversation.
Boom. Or, if I was, I'd make you disappear.
I've got all these forks and knives. All I need is a little spoon.
Can I borrow a knife so I can insert it into my throat?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Here's this. I think this is another easy one. I'm not a photographer, but I can picture me and you together.
Using what?
A camera?
I wish I ate a camera and choked.
I think I would hit them with something like, you might not be a photographer, and you're certainly not a model. Oh.
Do you have an ugly boyfriend? No. Want one?
No.
That works. That works.
Do I know you? Because you look a lot like my next girlfriend.
I wish it was your previous girlfriend who probably killed herself. Jesus. Because I would kill myself instead of, I don't know. These are a little grim. Damn, girl. Your bone structure is giving my bone structure. I wish I was a level 5 cleric so I could use bone shatter.
Are you sure you're not tired? You've been running through my mind all day.
I'm trying to run away from your mind. Let me out.
Yep. If you don't mind me, I'm just going to keep on running.
Here's more of a situational one.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So you go to the grocery store and you buy a bunch of limes. Like, just so many. You don't get a bag. You hold them in your hands.
Yeah.
You walk around. You find somebody you find attractive. And you just drop them all right in front of them. They'll probably help you pick them up. If they don't, that sucks. But while they're helping you pick them up, everyone you try, you just fumble. And you just keep fumbling it, like, to the point where they're looking at you being like, oh, what the sweet hell is going on? And you say, I'm so sorry. I'm just really bad at pickup limes.
Then you marry that person.
Yeah,
that's the best pickup line.
They've also put a lot of effort
That's
in.
a commitment,
and they
yeah.
probably don't have scurvy if they're that good with citrus fruit.
This comes from Reddit user Amber is trying. Tinder date offered me a use of a vibe. I went to his place and was having trouble getting there, and he offered me use of a vibrator. On one hand, it was sweet, but on the other appendage, I was weirded out. What?
I assume they're trying to say on the other hand, but be funny, but it's not.
About their vagina? Anyway, I've used toys with partners before, but they were always my own toys. The idea of sharing a toy with his past hookups squicked me out. Is this a weird hang-up on my end, or a weird habit of his? Does it just boil down to different strokes for different folks?
I get it. You know what I mean? Like, communal vibrator. Like,
Yeah.
especially because, like, if it was like a vibe ring that's his, it's, or like the dick thing.
Yeah.
It's slightly less, but it's still like, there's a reason most people buy like toys together in a relationship and use those toys together. It's like, you don't really want to be like, oh, this is my ex-girlfriend's dildo. Like, how about I
Yeah.
fuck you with it? Because it's like, yeah, I'm sure, or I assume, and I would hope they've cleaned it thoroughly, but like, there's always margin for human error. You don't want to.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I totally get it. It's like,
I mean, there's two things that would run through my head if this was given to me. It's like, one, that's not your vibrator.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you're not using that. You're
Exactly.
literally using that vibrator
on women.
on other people.
Yeah, which
Or
means
two,
at least,
it was someone's who forgot it or you stole it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, the fact that you, as a single gentleman, have a vibrator is a bit like, okay. Like, it's not wrong, it's not bad, but it's like, it's enough to, like, make you second guess its existence.
it has the
And two,
communal aspect.
yeah, it's like, I don't know the last time you cleaned this.
No.
And, like, I assume if you have a vibrator ready for sharing, you're cleaning it. But I would also assume that, like, if a stranger wanted to have sex with someone, they would want to wear a condom. But that's also not always the norm. You know what I mean?
And
So
like,
it's like,
even if you knew that person well enough that you know they're very like fastidious with hygiene, like maybe then you'd be like, you know what, fuck, you have that thing. It's been long enough that I know, one, you didn't use it last week, and two, I know you're a clean person and you have probably cleaned this. And then maybe, but like at this point, if it's like a hookup, you probably don't know who the fuck this person is.
yeah, I wouldn't bust it out on, like, a first date.
No.
But no, of, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think this is more of a...
Because, like, even if it's 100% clean, it's still a little weird. I get
Yeah.
that. But you also have no idea if this person washes his hands.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's like, you mentioned the vibrating cock ring. It's like, I would imagine that, like, there's probably more of an effort to clean that because that goes on him, even though it's mostly like other people's
But
juices
even
on
then,
that.
he might not even think about that.
Yeah, I know.
Because it doesn't go into someone, so it's probably fine.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's one of those things where, like, no, if I was,
feel like it's fair.
If I was in a situation where someone offered me a communal sex toy, I would
Yeah.
probably be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Thank you, but no.
I completely agree. I feel like most people would be like they would get that.
Yeah, a lot of the comments were just like, you've shared him with his past hookup, so what's the difference? I was like, because I'm assuming he showered. Like, I'm assuming at some point in time, he has washed his penis.
Yeah. Also, he's not like a porous material or like no one. He hasn't been left in a damp drawer for like X amount of time.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't. Like you're a living human. You have ways. Even your body will do certain
Yeah,
things.
your
like
skin fucking
you'll sweat
chefs
and it'll
off.
whatever.
Yeah.
Your skin. There's many things. And also, you'd probably be able to tell if he wasn't cleaned. But unless you're getting that thing given the good.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, it tastes a little, never mind, this tastes a little funky. I'm not going to have it on me. But by then, it's too late because you
Yeah.
done licked it.
Yeah. Maybe don't lick things if you're unsure of its cleanliness.
How else are you going to find out how long ago this person died?
Died?
Yeah, if you're in a crime scene.
Oh, so no, we're in a detective show.
Yeah, well, like, I just mean in general, you can't just say umbrella term, don't lick things. Like, a lot of people will fail their crime tests.
Yep. All right, time for a new question.
Okay. Oh, this one's good. This is from the seduction Reddit. Any strategies to compete with other guys for the same girl in real time?
Yeah, he's playing hard mode because like he's gotten rid of the pause function.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like competing against guys in real time is a lot more different than if you were doing like sort of a single player situation,
Or even just
where you
like a
could
turn-based,
pause.
right?
Yeah. Compete against other guys in real time. I think
Dude, I'm not even sure if I need... Will I read the
yes, please.
the context? I've had a situation come up twice recently that I've been really struggling to gain the upper hand in. A friend of mine will often invite their friends out to a bar. There'll be some couples, as well as some single girls and guys. I'll start talking to one of the girls, or maybe take my attention off her. Talk to another friend, goes to the bathroom for maybe 5 minutes. I'll come back to one of the other single guys moving in, and we'll end up just volleying her back and forth all night. Like a good old game of tennis. That was me, not him. These past 2 times, I felt I've struck out just as a matter of timing or consequence. One weekend, we went to a bar for last call, and this guy managed to grab the seat next to her as we were walking in. Basically lost her after that. Another time, most of the friend group was going home for the night, and this guy and a girl I was talking to earlier continued their conversation. I wasn't going to stand around like an idiot third wheel or force my way into their conversation, so ultimately I left with the group. When we go out, it'll usually be for a full night, like 4+ hours pregame to last call, so I can't always get the girl to leave with me ASAP, especially in a large friend group, and can't, nor do I think I should helicopter over her the entire time when I'm with a big group of friends. Don't be weird or confrontational, just frustrating getting off on the right foot only to have someone else come in and sweep the girl away right at the opportune time. At no point is this person considering the women in this. There's no point where they're not literally anything but a tennis ball or an object in this.
Yeah.
Like, never, like, it's like, oh man, like, we're getting on so well, and she, I'm sure, liked me because we were, doing so good. But then a guy just sat next to her, and like,
Yeah, and
that's all her
these
agency
gosh
out.
dang women who've got like the
Yeah.
attention span of a puppy, and as long as there's something in front of
I
them,
know,
they're
like-
gonna fuck them.
Proximity wise, I just didn't have it. So, fucking idiot who can't think for herself just went home with this guy. And another time, like, it went well, but I can't get them to leave as soon as possible, and it just gets away from me. Bud. Or like, I love how he blames things. Like, he talked to a friend for 1 second. That's all it
Yeah.
took.
I went to the bathroom. I took one steamy poop, and I lost her.
That's the thing. Don't go to the bathroom. That's our number one advice. Never go to the bathroom one night out. Install a catheter. Get your
Yeah.
butthole stitched closed.
Adult diapers exist.
Yes, brides wear them all the time, apparently, we found out. It's fucking fool. Talking to your friends? What are you doing?
Yeah. Do you want to have friends, or do you want to get your dick wet?
But you're on a night out, right? Fuck your friends. Who cares about them? Having fun with them? Not the point.
Yeah.
You want to just, and that's the thing, like, cling to them. As you said, it's all proximity based. Just be there every time they look around, every time they move. You're fucking just there.
But you have to be good because you don't always be on, want to be on her left side.
Oh,
because
no.
then she'll just turn right.
That's the thing.
The thing is, you got to switch it up. Maybe sometimes you're under her. Maybe
Yep.
sometimes you're above her.
Get your core just blasted, and not only do women like nothing but money and abs, but you'll be on the roof above her just like fucking, you know,
Yeah, and if you
Mission
see
Impossible,
if a guy's
just
walking in, you just drop down.
drop down.
What's he gonna do?
He's gonna be terrified of
Nothing.
your blasted
He's not gonna do
abs
fucking
and your
shit.
aerial shenanigans.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't even think.
Yeah,
just
don't worry
once
about
you're
her.
near,
Don't worry about her.
you'll be fine. Yeah, don't talk to your friends. Don't pee. Don't leave. Oh my god, what are you doing?
I think what might be kind of helpful is, you know those shock collars that you can get dogs, and you set up like the boundaries.
Ooh,
And
give
if they
yourself one.
no,
and
give her one.
No, give yourself
and make
one.
you the boundary. So anytime she leaves a certain proximity away from you,
Yeah,
she's like, "Oh God!"
but
And she realizes that you're the safe zone. You're home free. So if she stays close to you all night, what are you gonna do? Even then, if you have to go to the bathroom, guess who's coming with you?
the thing is, they only respond to one stimulus, and that's proximity.
Yeah. And the negative is if you're not near him, you're getting
but
electrocuted.
no, but they don't even register. Like they don't have enough thought capacity to register pain, so they'll just walk right through the shocks. That's the thing, right?
It's true.
This guy's already clearly established proximity is the only issue. Mm-hmm. It's hard.
It is hard. Mm-hmm. So what you have to do is get reverse collars, put them on every guy,
Yes.
and anytime they get within a certain proximity of her,
Yeah.
they
Then you're safe, and she'll also maybe be able to realize what's happening and think you're really cool for hurting people just from going near her, even though you guys haven't hooked up yet, which you obviously will if you're going to be the nearest person to her.
yeah, as long as you can get her away immediately after last
Immediately,
call or whatever
or even
bullshit
like
you
your
say.
pregame, like get her out right there. She probably doesn't want to spend time with her friends either. Nobody does.
I mean, that's the thing. Has she said hello to you? She's DTF.
Has she not? She probably likes you so much she doesn't want to.
get. Yeah,
This guy's a dumbass. I'm sorry, I can't keep this fiction going any longer.
it's hurting.
If somebody liked you and you were actually getting on with them, and like a guy sat down next to her, she'd probably just be like, "Oh hey," and come over and talk to you. And if she doesn't, then move the fuck on.
Yeah, and like man, I get it. There are times where like you could be hanging out with someone or like chatting with someone
Yeah.
all night and dancing with them, and then for whatever reason you leave and come back and
they're
there's-
gone,
There's
or-
someone new in the picture. It's like
Yeah.
you don't have a claim on her. You have not climbed her mountain and put your flag in her head and been like, mine for the night because I invested X amount of
Yeah,
time or
you're-
money or energy or whatever.
None of that means anything. And also, the whole, like, how do I compete? Like, that is going to fuck you up real hard because you're going to be trying to, like, react to other people and guys. And, like, women aren't idiots. Nobody is. They're going to notice you
That's the thing.
getting all shitty and weird when guys come over. And, like, anybody, even if it's, like, people who are, like, weird around their friends and try to, like, put them down so they big themselves up, people notice that and you look like a fucking douchebag. So honestly, don't try and compete with people. Be you, and if they don't like you for you, then it wasn't gonna work anyway.
That's the thing. It's like people enjoy when you invest in them, whether it's time or energy or whatever. And if you're like absolutely terrified that someone else is going to like that energy is. You think you're directing it to her, but anyone who's smart enough to ever have been in a conversation understands that your attention is not at her. It is at preventing anyone else from getting to her.
Exactly, and that's probably
the
what you're
weirdest
spending.
fucking thing.
Yeah, you're probably spending all your focus and energy on like desperately getting that seat, or like, oh, there's a guy coming, gotta block him off.
Yeah.
Like, there's all this bullshit. It's like, just chat to them. Like, it's not rocket science. There's no competing.
And if it's one of those things where you're like, you know, you got to go do your own thing, like, just ask for her number.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But also, like, if you're off having, like, if you're having fun with your friend, sorry, you continue your point, and I'll do mine.
my thing is just like, look, you might not go home with her that night. You know what I mean? Maybe she goes home with someone else, whatever.
Or
But,
no
like,
one.
If you're, or she just, you know, does her own thing. But if you're into her and she seems into you, like, you know, maybe sort of towards the end of the night or in the midway point where like things are starting to seem to like splinter off and everyone's kind of doing their own thing, and maybe before everyone gets absolutely fucking hammered, be like, hey, I've really enjoyed talking to you tonight. Do you mind if I grab your number? And then like maybe we can grab a drink sometime. You know what I mean? And then yes, you run the risk of it being awkward if she says no. But there's
even
a good
then, like, if you're mature enough to be like, oh, no worries,
That's
then
the
it's
thing.
not awkward because fuck it, they don't owe you their number.
And
If
that's
someone
the
just
other thing,
says
it's
no,
like, cool.
okay,
Now you know not to like
Yeah.
worry about it for the rest of the night.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You've put yourself out there. You've done the adult mature thing. You've
Yeah.
expressed interest. You've expressed sort of the desire to see her again. And if she's not into it, she's not into it.
Yeah.
Spending another like 2 hours fucking hovering around her, because the only thing that's gonna change in this point
they're
is
gonna
how,
start to dislike you as opposed to just not
even
liking
that,
you.
She's also gonna get drunker. At which point, like, that becomes a creepy
Yeah,
problem where like now you might just be sort of badgering her until she's drunk enough to say
which
yes,
is
or,
fucked.
you know what I mean? And like that's a terrible fucking look.
yeah. Also, the fact that you seem to like point out hanging out with your friends is an issue here. Like, oh, I turn around for 1 minute to say hi to a friend, and I turn back as quickly as possible, but it's too late. Like, if you're not having fun out on this night out, people are gonna be like, this guy's weird, and he won't leave me alone. Like, have fun with your friends.
Also, friends are going to stop inviting you out if like
yeah,
every
all
time
you're doing is creeping on their friends. This
yeah,
happened
if
the other
every
day
time
to
you go
me.
out, they're just like you're just like on their like female friends and also getting really aggressive with like your
Random-
other friends
yeah.
and other people. Like
And also, it seems like a lot of the friends you're upset by are people who are also friends who were invited.
yeah,
Yeah, just like there is no competition.
no.
Like you're not gonna like there's you're just gonna shoot yourself in the foot. Go have a good night out. It sounds like you're not enjoying any of this. There's more to life than just hooking up. And the more you enjoy life, the more likely you are to hook up.
Yeah, I was bartending the other night, and it was like there was these. It was like a group. I don't know if they knew each other or if like some of them knew each other, or whatever. But there's a group of girls and a group of guys, and like I don't want to throw shade, but they were all basic. They were just sort of like typical white, basic people. To the point where like,
They all had Starbucks tattoos,
yeah, I mean like pretty
infinity
much,
symbols.
pretty fucking much. And at one point, one of the guys was talking to the one of the girls, and like, as you know, quote unquote basic as they were, it was going well. He was a decent dude. She seemed to be into it. They were both very respectful of each other. And
I believe
then,
the term is vibing.
and then the boys showed up to either help him or like hurt. I don't know what the plan was, but the other guys started talking to like the rest of the girls, and like they were like clearly had just learned about what negging was, and we're literally just like the guy was just like, you got red wine all over. Like he like pretended to spill like his drink. He's like, you got red wine all over you, and she's like, what? He's like, yeah, I spilled wine all over you. And she's like, are you kidding? He's like, no, it's all over your white shirt. Guess it's ruined. Guess you got to take it off. And she's like, did you actually spill fucking wine on my shirt? And he was just like, no, why are you being such a bitch about it? And like it just sort of like spiraled that way, and this poor guy was just like, what is happening? To the point where like these guys were just absolute fucking tools. To the point where the girls were just like, okay,
Yeah,
bye.
we're gonna leave this entire building
And then like
because
afterwards they had like their post game sort of like debrief where everyone was just like, man, they were fucking bitches. They were stuck up bitches. And I was just like, oh man.
yeah,
I just
that's why we do this podcast.
yeah. It was times like that where I wish I had cards where I could just be like, here boys.
Listen.
Learn.
Yeah.
Let me embrace you.
At which
in our
point they'd
wisdom.
listen and be like, look at these pussies.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a big pee pop.
A big plosive.
Yeah, just no. Please stop.
Wow chicka.
So,
Wow chicka wow wow. Oh, you ready for it? I don't have another one from Diesel,
well, then I'm done. Bye.
but I do have a review of Caucasian 2.
Caucasian?
Caucasian 2.
Caucasian.
Caucasian
Caucasian.
2.
Oh no, like with a CK?
Caucasian. Caucasian.
No, I was trying.
Two.
I thought I was making a really bad joke.
By Pablo.
Ooh, I love Pablo's.
Robbie D really raised the bar for me on Asian porn with the excellent Caucasian. Starting with Nautica, the movie begins strong. We catch her as the babysitter, sneaking to the dad's porn collection while he's out of the house. His porn, of course, being Caucasian 1. See,
I like how they get meta.
Yeah, well, it's
Shit.
nice because it's like it ties the whole porn universe together.
Okay, cool. So it is like they do have like a good cinematic universe.
Yes,
Okay, well,
absolutely.
fucking first point. I'm down. I'm glad.
He returns to find her watching his porn. More porn ensues.
Wait, what?
This is a strong scene. Nautica is always fantastic. She's never failed to deliver, and she doesn't here. Where the movie begins to go wrong for me is the second performer, Ryan, with 2 A's.
Oh no.
I'm not sure what it is about her,
Oh,
but she
it's a
just
her.
doesn't do it for me. In fact, I don't even think of her as Asian. I'd always thought she was more black, or maybe black/Hispanic.
Oh no.
It never occurred to me that she might be Asian.
Oh no.
So not only is it one strike against the scene, because I'm wondering why I got an Asian release and suddenly find a non-Asian in it, but I really don't care much for Ryan as a performer. This is my third time viewing one of her scenes, and she just doesn't do it anymore for me. She has a nice body, I'll give her that, but her performance always leaves me wanting more, as does this one. The movie gets back on track for the next scene, starring one of my current favorite girls, Evelyn Lynn. Unfortunately, this is only a BJ scene. Still, it's redeemed by some nice verbal play, as the recipient of the job is her new stepbrother, that she teases into letting her suck his stick. It adds a nice element of naughty to the scene. Still, it would have been great to see Evelyn get pounded. She always has great energy. Katsuni, my first time seeing her with the factory-installed upgrades, is up next. I've got to admit, I wasn't too happy when I heard she was getting implants, as I greatly prefer natural smaller breasts and fake larger ones.
Man, Pablo is up to date on these girls' lives.
That said, the new implants don't look too bad. I mean, yes, they're obviously fake, but still, it's one of the better fakes I've seen. Katsuni's a great performer, and she doesn't fail here. She gets the movie back on track. Before it's promptly derailed again by Nikara.
This is
again,
a
another
roller
girl
coaster.
I thought was black.
Why is Pablo so racist?
Yet, is it an Asian release? Really, Robbie? What gives? With girls like Charmaine Starr, Michelle Maylene, Mika Tan, Naomi Marcella, and Jade Sue, just off the top of my head out there, to choose from, you give us Nick Carey and Ryan. Did I piss you off or something? If I did, consider the score even. Again, this scene doesn't do much for me either. It's a marginal improvement over Ryan, but that's not saying a whole lot. Finishing this movie in style is Tia, in a wedding dress. Okay, I almost give this disc 5 stars for this scene alone. This is one incredibly hot scene. Everything from Tia's BJ to, well, everything rocks in this scene. It's an out of the park home run. Even if you even remotely like Tia, this scene is worth checking out. Special features on this disc really aren't so special. Trailers for other DP releases, slideshow and photos, and cum shot recaps. No PTS or bonus scenes.
Recaps? PTS?
BTS, behind the scenes.
Oh.
The movie starts strong with Nautica and finishes strong with Tia, and it's got a great Katsuni scene in the middle. Evelyn's scene is very good too, though I can't help but wish it was more than just a BJ. Still, what it is damn good, I'll admit. Hell, it's Evelyn. There's no bad here. But Nikara and Ryan scenes drag it down substantially. I was hoping for wall-to-wall, non-stop Asian fun, but the movie failed to deliver that on me.
Let me guess, 4 stars?
I actually didn't copy the star rating, so I don't know.
That is wild. Also, I think the real question here is, what did he do to piss off Caucasian? Did he give a bad review for the first one?
That's what.
Because it doesn't sound like it.
Here's the thing, Robbie D just came at my boy Pablo. He was like, hey,
Yeah.
I understand, Pablo, you're into the finer things of life, and that is Asian porn, apparently. But I'm gonna fuck this shit up.
I'm gonna literally derail my
some
fucking
ethnic
beautiful
sort of,
sequel. Ambiguity.
Yeah. And I don't know. Maybe she's Asian. Maybe she's not. Deal with it. Pablo.
That's wild. Yo, Caucasian? Consider the score settled.
Yeah. I mean, Robbie D, don't try this shit again.
Like, yeah,
Whatever Pablo's
even.
done, you've settled the score with
thing is,
fucking Ryan Nakara. Nope.
if he does it again, now he'll have pissed off Pablo.
Oh yeah, no. And you do not.
You know he's got
do
a
not
lot
want
of
to
guns.
piss off Pablo.
He's got like 4 rifles. Oh man, that is fucking book wild. Pablo sounds like a gem.
Yeah.
It's the real.
The thing is, I would love to see if Pablo reviewed another sort of like ethnicity specific thing, and like is he cool?
Is he
with
just
all?
racist in general, or is he just sad that his expectations were subverted?
That's the thing. Is he just pissed that he was like, look, I just had a hankering for some Asian porn, and I don't want to see someone other than Asian people.
Yeah, he's like, on White Christmas, he's like, I don't know if she has a tan or not, but like, I was expecting 8 white girls.
Yeah, exactly. My thing is, it's weird to call this thing Caucasian because it's all one word, and Caucasian is white people.
I know.
So it
I assume it's white people fucking them.
I don't know.
Maybe that's part of the fetish.
Maybe.
Or maybe they all have cocks.
See, that was if it was like a trans porn, I would totally get it.
Yeah.
But by the sounds
Is
of
it?
this, it is not.
You don't know.
I think Papa would have let us know.
He just assumed we knew. Maybe it was baseline.
All right, hit me with another question.
Why did she block me? And of course, it's deleted. But I will let you know what's going on. Guy and girl match on Tinder. Been talking for a little bit. It's going all right. Then one day, he opens the morning with, want to trade pics? She says, no, not really. He gets upset. She blocks him.
What a bitch.
Why did she block me?
I don't know whether to go... I feel like we already did the absurd apologist joke already.
Yeah. Because I have my theory.
Is it because you just immediately asked for nudes? I mean, I guess not immediately, but...
But also, yeah, it sounds like he wants nudes, right?
I mean, yeah, no one's like, hey, do you want to swap pictures? It's like,
Yeah.
the implication is that they are sexy pictures.
Yes, thank you. It's like if you met online, they have a profile.
Yeah, I'm assuming
They
there's
have
at least like
pictures.
2 or 3 pictures you can look at.
Yeah, and clearly they were good enough because y'all done matched.
Yeah.
There's no way you say, want to trade pics or like send me a pic, and there's not some kind of implied like wink.
Yeah.
You know, like you want to trade pics, like wink.
And I think that's universally understood. Like,
Yeah.
if you're trading pics, that it's like, the first one might be a little cheeky, you know what I mean? Maybe like a, cleavage, something, and then like, oh, next one's like, he doesn't have a shirt on. Oh, next one he's jumping
Yeah.
in the shower.
Literally.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a gif of him just
And he died. It was tragic.
boomeranging him jumping in the shower. And
like-
it's like I think the goal of that tactic is that like progressively the pictures will get sexier,
Yeah.
and the clothes will get progressively less.
And then you got a nude gallery of this sexy person.
Yeah.
However, not everybody wants to just... I'm sure so many women are sick as shit of guys being like, yo, send nudes.
Yeah.
So that's why you got blocked.
Also, it sounds like they haven't been up.
No, and that's the thing. It's like... And again, in the comments, they insist, if I wanted nudes, I would have said nudes. So they're either ignorant or just really trying to undig that hole.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where like you have to understand that everything you say, no matter how genuine it is, no matter how like don't be so societally unaware. Like, don't be so oblivious to what is happening in
that's
the
thing.
fucking world.
You can't claim. It's like the question a while ago where someone was like, "Hey, want to come back to mine?" At like last call in bars.
Yeah.
And then people want to
then
hook up, and they were like, "Huh?"
Yeah, why do
It's
people
like-
always assume I want to have sex when I
Yeah.
invite them back to my place at 2 a.m.?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like being like, "Hey, do you want one of my do you want my sausage in your mouth?" And being like, "I actually wanted to make them sausages." It's
Yeah.
like these things like you can't be oblivious to like subtext. And yeah,
And
maybe you
innuendo.
did mean trade pics, but like if you really wanted like for another picture of the person and like whatever, I get it. Maybe you really want to make sure that they look like what they look like, or you're just like, oh, they're cute, I want to see more, whatever. There are better ways to do it. You could probably be like, oh, like, what are you up to? Like, oh, I'm out at like, I don't know, like the fucking
I feel like there's no
amusement park. It's like, oh, cool, like, send me a picture, like, or just be like, oh, you want to add me on Snapchat? Or like, oh, what's your Instagram? Or, because that's the thing, you get their Facebook, their Instagram, or whatever, you're gonna see a bunch of pics.
Yeah, I honestly I cannot in my head picture like a way of asking someone you do not know and you've never met
Yeah.
for a picture
That doesn't sound
isn't
creepy as
fucking
fuck.
weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I wouldn't even really ask Amanda for a picture. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's not that like it would be weird or that she wouldn't or she wouldn't want to, but
like,
I'm just like I don't know.
If it was just in general, like, show me your face.
It seems kind
me
of
a picture.
possessive.
Yeah.
And it seems kind of sort of
Also, at this
like
point- Mm-hmm.
they're at your beck and call to provide you with whatever sort of stimulus that you want at
Yeah.
the moment that like to just be like, send me a picture of yourself, send me a sexy picture.
Yeah.
It's like, look, it was one thing if like when we were in Europe, sometimes I would like to see a sexy picture of Amanda. To be
But again,
fair,
that's
I never had
different
to
and it
ask.
makes sense,
She
and
sent them
it's-
to me.
It's different to make sense, and it's like a long-term thing.
Yeah, there's context there.
Yeah.
But like if I had matched with someone on Tinder
Yeah.
while we were traveling, if I was single and I was just like, send me a pic,
Yeah.
that's fucking weird.
Yeah, and, like,
women are not at your sort of immediate disposal to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So if someone's like, even if she like was down to eventually send you a
Yeah.
picture, or maybe she like just woke up or was at work, or
Yeah,
like there's any number of reasons why she would be like, no, I'm not doing that right now.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
Also,
or I
it
don't
is-
want to.
Even if they didn't think you wanted nudes, which I'm guessing is not the case, because I'm imagining they were just like, yeah, he wants nudes. I'm also imagining you probably wanted nudes, so like,
He wanted news.
calm with your shit. Like even whatever, there's still that implication that you're double checking that they're as hot as they said they are, right? Like you're kind of verifying, like, are you hot though? Which comes across quite shallow, and also like maybe like if you match with someone and they're just like flat out hot, you probably don't need to confirm that they're hot. So maybe they're being like, okay, they just think I'm kind of hot and want to, second guess themselves.
Yeah, there's no
Either way,
context.
you sound
of
like a
this-
fucking douchebag.
of this request that is okay, really. Again, if you've established a fun, playful texting relationship with someone, and that's like a thing that you guys do, it's fine. Whatever. Like, I'm not saying like asking for pictures or sending sexy pictures is inherently bad, but if you don't have the precedent for it, then you have to understand that there are connotations that, let's be honest, most women will assume you're asking for naked pictures or sexy pictures, and like they're not obligated to send you anything.
Yeah.
So if someone says, if you're ballsy enough to ask, and they say no, the answer is okay, no worries.
Yeah, but also the damage has probably already been done at that point. Like, read context. If you're, like, sexting, if you're all like, hey, girl, like, what you up to? Oh, I'm just lying in my bed in my panties. And you want to be like, oh, I sure would love a pic. Like, that's one thing.
Absolutely.
But to just be out of nowhere being like...
But if you roll out of bed at, whatever time you're
Happy
and
Monday,
you're just like,
give
and you're
pics.
just like, send pics.
Oh.
Like, no. Fuck it. Get out of here. Comes from Reddit user Laura Fallman. Why do guys stroke their softening dick after sex? Just curious. Don't have a dick. Don't know what they're doing it for.
I don't think I do.
Yeah. I mean, there's that sort of like post-sex sort of like squeeze and wipe. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, once I'm done, I'm not still just going at it.
Yeah. Maybe they're cleaning it off.
I mean, that's my thing, or
Maybe
like
it
maybe
still
they're
feels good.
That's the thing. It's like maybe they're one of those guys who kind of gets the aftershocks. You know what I mean? Where like he can still sort of tease out a little bit of pleasure. So like
Maybe it's just like a self-conscious thing. They got their dick out and they're like, they don't want to just like let it hang loose and like chill back. They're like,
and like there's a vulnerability to a flaccid penis.
No, definitely, man. When I was younger, I used to never want anyone to see me soft.
I'd never wanted to see a flaccid dick.
I'd like fuck and like jump off the bed, backflip onto my underwear, pull them up, and get back into bed and be like, can't see it now. It's hidden. I'm always big. I'm always big. Yeah, that took a while to get over. So dumb when you think back, but I'm sure there's a lot of people listening who are like, yep, I get it.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't think
like,
anyone's ever looked down at their flaccid dick and just like, nice.
And that's the thing, is it's funny because to me it used to be like that someone would forget how it was when it was big and hard and would just always think of it like that or something, which again makes no fucking sense. It's like, they know you can get an erection and what that looks like, so why would that matter?
Yeah.
But as a kid, I'm like, oh god.
That's the thing. There's like this weird expectation for us as dudes to just like our dicks just to be perfect all the time.
Exactly,
And to be, and if they're not,
No one talking about that limp dick.
yeah,
You don't always have to be a thick boy.
yeah. I mean, like it's. So I mean, the only thing I can think of here is like one, he's just trying to get that last little whatever out, or maybe he's like a slow comer and like it's just making sure it's all out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because like there's nothing worse than putting on your underwear
Maybe he's trying to seduce you.
or maybe he's just trying to get hard again.
Yeah, could be.
You know what I mean? Maybe he wants to go for round 2 and he's just trying to like if he lets it sleep for too long, he knows he's out of the game. But like maybe he just needs a little bit constant stimulation. A 5-second breather and ready to go back at it.
I want to know how many people she's seen do this.
Yeah, I want to know if this is sort of like she's sleeping with someone and
Yeah.
it's sort of like she's kind of new to the situation and like she's like, why is he doing that? Or if it's just like a really common thing and we're the anomalies. I don't know.
Maybe she's the same condom girl that just rips them off with her vice grip, and maybe they're just like massaging. Maybe it's got pins and needles. They're massaging the blood back into it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's any number of reasons. Like, everyone's body is different, and everyone reacts differently to sex.
yeah.
So
I do feel like it's also hard to just not do something with your dick when it's just out.
yeah,
You might touch it, you might shift it, you might hold them balls, you might do something. I feel like it's one of those things we're all very...
maybe he doesn't know that he has a latex allergy, and it's
Maybe it's itching.
yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe try some latex-free condoms. Because let me tell you, as someone who has a latex sensitivity, it's very unpleasant, and you do need to sort of like you can't really
Itch it.
scratch your dick.
Yeah, you just gotta rub it, I
Yeah,
guess.
you gotta kind of like
Oh.
give it a.
You get that sandpaper from question 1 or 2 or
Yeah.
3. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to worry about here. I don't think he's up to anything nefarious. But there seems to be a handful of reasons why he's doing this, and that will do us for tonight. Before we do our finales,
Finaleys?
we'd like to say thank you so much for listening.
Appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure to, even when we're sweating our balls off in this closet, it's something I look forward to putting up every week, and it's really nice to hear how you guys enjoy it.
And we'll say the episodes are getting hotter. And I mean that literally, because this...
Yes, because the summer is getting warm, and it's
and
my
we're dying.
AC does not reach this closet.
Oh, God, no.
Oh,
Oh.
hello. Do we have anyone else to thank?
Just everybody.
Everyone, just everyone.
I do have one thing to mention. What do you have now? Episode 41?
This is 42. I believe.
42. Holy God. So we're coming up on a year,
Yeah.
right? Which is crazy. Thank you for everyone who's stuck by us. We're thinking of doing something for that year mark. If anyone has any ideas, throw them our way, because
Yeah,
we aim to please.
We've been toying around the idea with like maybe doing like a live stream of either us doing something special or even like a live like episode where you guys can like get on Facebook or Instagram and send us messages or Twitter, and we'll answer them live on a stream.
Hopefully not as sweatily as we are now.
Yeah, I think this is something we'd have to do probably in like an actual.
Well, I guess
like,
it would be
studio
actually
or something.
also December or October.
Yeah, October. So like maybe in like somewhere a little more open, better lighting, because this would be a nightmare to film. Yeah, so if there's something you'd like, or if you guys are interested in doing a live episode where you guys send us in your questions.
Just let us know if any ideas pop into your pretty little heads, because
This is our first time doing all this shit, so it might take us some time to sort of like figure out the logistics, and we'd like to do a couple test runs to make sure we get it right.
We can't wait till the week before, and then
Yeah.
someone hit us with a bomb idea, and us be like, "Welp."
But yeah, we would love to do a live episode for you guys. I would also like to say, if you are enjoying the show, please head over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review and a rating. It would mean a lot to us. Like I said previously, a bunch of our reviews and ratings have just been fucking like thrown away because Apple sort of switched their podcast platform for whatever reason.
Steve Jobs.
Thanks, Steve Jobs. Go, Steve Jobs.
He's out for us.
Still fucking us.
I don't know what we did to you, but consider the score even.
Yeah, Steve Jobs.
First Caucasian 2, now this, Steve Jobs. Yeah, also give us a little share. I don't know, post it on your Facebook. Be like, hey, I'll listen.
Yeah.
Give us a little share.
If you know someone who listens to podcasts and they're talking about like maybe needing something new to listen to,
I like to think we're not unpleasant to listen to. I don't know.
I feel like
I've heard occasional giggles.
I think we're pretty even. We don't have a lot of loud noises and a lot of like we're a great podcast to listen to at night.
Ooh,
You know what I mean? Like just sort of
until
let our
you
dulcet tones.
laugh and or like dry heave yourself awake.
Yeah, I mean whatever. So if you do have a question or if you have an idea for our 1 year anniversary episode,
Let us know.
You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/FCKBuddiesPodcast. You can find us on Twitter at FCK_buddies, or you can hit us up on Gmail at fbuddiespodcast@gmail.com.
As always, thank you, Josh Eagle and the Harvest Cities, for their song Paper Stars. It's a great song.
Yeah.
So you ready?
Yep. Oh, hold on.
I'm sorry, guys. There is no James Joyce today.
You know what? I kind of need a break from. I kind of needed a break from James Joyce.
I'm not sure you do, because I'm gonna dip into something that's been called the greatest Canadian novel ever written.
Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah. No, it's not. It's just a little snippet. I might get more from the book.
Is it a Margaret Atwood book?
It is not. Are you ready? Dane's just venting off steam. Oh, he's also a robot. I don't know if I told you guys. Now he's urinating.
Yep.
You ready?
Yeah.
There was no care in the act, only habit and convenience. It had become something she was doing to herself. "Oh, Bear," she said, rubbing his neck. She got up and took her clothes off, because she was hot. She lay down on the far side of the bear, away from the fire, and a little bit away from him, and began in her desolation to make love to herself. The bear roused himself from his somnolence, shifted and turned. He put out his moly tongue. It was fat and, as the cyclopedia says, vertically ridged. He began to lick her. A fat, freckled, pink and black tongue. It licked. It rasped, to a degree. It probed. It felt very warm and good and strange. What the hell did Byron do with his bear, she wondered. He licked, he probed. She might have been a flea he was searching for. He licked her nipples stiff and scoured her navel. With little nickerings, she moved him south. She swung her hips, and make it easy for him. "Bear, bear," she whispered, playing with his ears. The tongue that was muscular, but also capable of lengthening itself like an eel, found all her secret places. And like no human being she had ever known, it persevered in her pleasure.
Is this an actual bear?
When she came, she whimpered, and the bear licked away her tears. Yeah, it's an actual bear.
The fuck?
It's from the book Bear. Drop your phone?
No.
What'd you break?
I have no idea what the hell that was.
Bear by Marion Engel.
I refuse to believe that's considered one of the best Canadian novels.
That's what some people have said.
Okay, well, some people who just fucking some weirdo.
Some reviewers.
Was it Pablo or Diesel? Because they're the only two reviewers I care about.
Yeah, isn't that fucking bizarre?
I refuse to believe that there's a bear that instead of eating a woman is eating out a woman.
Maybe the person who like.
I mean, I'm sure it's a metaphor. It's got to be a metaphor. The bear's got to be a metaphor for something.
It seems a little too deftly researched to be a metaphor. I don't know, but what I would love is like for the person who wrote this to not understand when someone one day was like, "I heard she got eaten by a bear," and they were like, "Wow, I didn't know they were sexually active with humans."
You fucking with me? The bear ate her?
The bear ate her. It's like, yeah, like is she finished? Oh, she's finished. Like,
no. He got her there.
She's done. Like,
yeah.
Wow, like done. Like done. Oh my god.
Like he didn't leave anything. he found all of her secret places.
And they went home and they were like, well, I haven't read about this before. Someone needs to let the people know.
I need to write this book.
Write what you know. Well, I know the bears lick out women.
Yeah, I know bears are expert cunnilingus. Cool.
So back to James Joyce, huh?
Yeah, I miss James Joyce already.
What's really funny is when I was trying to find this excerpt.
Does it say how often she farted?
Constantly, obviously.
I assume so.
It's impossible to come without farting multiple times, you idiot.
How many farts would the bear having, though? Was it a farty bear? Was it one gassy bear?
Have you ever met a bear that is not a flatulent farm boy?
Well, I also have never met a bear that just goes down on women.
What bears have you met? Actually, most bears I know don't go down on women.
Man, The Revenant would have been a much different movie.
Maybe he was trying to do that. Searching for Leo's clit.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, maybe that's why he mauled it. He was like, I don't suck dick.
Oh, man. Yeah, so that happened. Dan?
Yeah.
Dan says, why do women act like they don't like you?
Oh, Dan, it's not an act. Hey, if you hear anyone refute all of your pickup lines with wanting them to die.
With death being a preferable alternative.
Yeah, sorry about that, buddy.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. My name is Dave Miller.
And I'm Nels Payne.
And we are, of course, your fuck buddies.
Have a good bear.